This is Ralph with 13 Peppers, and today we are going to be doing a walkthrough of my garden. Now today I'm probably not going to be doing the complete garden walkthrough, and today being July 2nd, I am growing over 130 different varieties of plants this year, and I think that's just going to be way too long, so I think I'm going to break it up into a couple of different videos. But it is extremely hot today. I've been rushing to get the yard mowed, everything cleaned up and ready before the rain comes in. So let's go ahead and start looking at some of the beds I have. In all my garden beds, I have them all labeled. It just makes it a lot easier for me to actually keep track of. But here I have some of my Trinidad Scorpion chocolates. They're actually just starting to actually take off. They've been in the ground for roughly about 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks, and they are doing really well, taking root and everything. And I'm looking forward to those things flowering here real soon. Here is my Peter red peppers. I just love this pepper just because I think internally I'm only 12 years old, but I don't have any flowers or anything on this as of yet, but I am, actually I take that back, I have a couple, looks like it's going to be flowering here in just a couple spaces on this plant here. But yes, I'm childlike in my behavior and I love these peppers. Now here is my Hurtberry pepper. I'm actually growing this in 2 different locations from 2 different vendors I bought seeds from. Last year and the year before I had a lot of problem with production off these, and I ended up with only 1 plant, but this year I have another area where I got 2 other plants growing, and this year I have 2 plants here from another vendor, so I should have decent production on these plants here. And yes, this is a very, very spicy pepper. Here is my RIMMERHAS Fun Strain chocolates. I do not really know what these peppers are. I just got these seeds this year because I like the name. There is a lot of peppers and flowers. It's going to be starting here soon, so it's just beginning to a lot of flowers on these peppers, but something I'm really looking forward to seeing what it's going to turn out as. Here is my Peter yellow plants, and yes, can't just have the red Peter plants, I have to have the yellow ones too. Just doubles up my childlike behavior. Here are my PODZILLA plants. This is another one that I have struggled to get decent seeds in, but this year, from the provider I got them from, everything is taking off and looking good. So I got 4 nice strong plants here. Now this is my Brain Strain chocolates. These, you can tell, have finally started taking good root and have gotten a lot of growth over the last 2 weeks, and I am very much looking forward to these peppers. Now I am also growing for the first time this year some KS pumpkin habaneros. These looked really cool when I was looking at the pictures, and I am looking forward to tasting these, especially this year. Now here I have my cherry bomb peppers. I'm getting a lot of flowers and everything on this one, a lot of buds. These things produce rather well, and I'm very much looking forward to these this year. Here I have my Tabasco plants. They're getting a bunch of flowers and everything on those. Something I grow every year. I do a southern pepper sauce, and with that, which is basically whole peppers in a vinegar, and something I really like, and Tabasco peppers is what I like to use. Now here I have my pimentos. Now this is a different pimento variety than what I grew previous. I grew a sheep-nosed pimento, and I have that also, but I'm really liking the pimentos and what I can actually do with them, so I decided to grow a couple different varieties this year. Now this is the super chili, and as you can see, they're actually bringing on a lot of peppers at this time. Let me go ahead and should be able to zoom into those peppers. Yeah, so there's a lot of peppers coming on. Now this pepper, not too extremely hot for me, but I think it has a nice overall flavor, and I use these mostly as diced up and put into chilies. Now these are my pretty and sweet peppers. Now this is something that my wife actually enjoys, so she takes to lunches and everything. She don't care for any of the spiciness on the peppers, but these being small, compact, and sweet, she does like these things, so I grow these year after year. Now the other nice thing I do in my garden as a side note, which my family hates, especially when they're not aware of it, but I actually keep a couple things in the garden just to freak people out. So this actually has a big giant black snake that I actually keep in the garden. I know my family's not going to actually watch this, especially when it's coming out to a cookout in the next week, but I love grabbing this thing out of the garden and scaring the shit out of people. So stuff like this is fun. Once again, I'm 12 and I enjoy this stuff. Now this is the long red cayenne pepper. I grow quite a few different cayennes just so I can have different varieties, but this one already got peppers and everything coming on, which is really nice. Still a lot of flowers and buds, and this particular strain of cayenne usually produces lots and lots of peppers, so very nice productivity I'm seeing on this so far. Now this is my escamillo pepper. This is the first time I am growing this one, so this one's new for me, and it's had a lot of productivity, flowers and everything, and I don't know if I can see this with the camera, but I'm already getting a bunch of peppers actually growing on it already, so very much looking forward to tasting this one this year. Now here is another one of my peppers. This is a GYPSY variety. This also is a newer one that I'm growing this year. I've known about it for a while, I've just never grown it, and I'm already getting a bunch of productivity on peppers and everything this year. So, ooh, look, ladybugs, wonderful, wonderful creatures. So stay there and eat all the bad ones. Now in this particular bed, it is 4 by 16 feet, and I have a total of 9, 18, 36 of these 7-gallon grow bags in this. Now this is the first year I've actually done the grow bags, and I am really liking them. Just very nice on what they're able to do, how I can keep them and everything. But in these particular bags, in this bed, this is actually where I'm growing a lot of the peppers I'm going to be using for my sauces I'm going to try to produce this year. And with this one I have, what do I have? Oh my gosh. Now this is my hot Portugals. I do carry my Hawaii Beach habaneros, and in the back I actually have my ghost peppers. So this is just one of a couple different beds I'm growing my peppers specifically for the sauces this year. But these bags and everything, you can see kind of the productivity on this hot Portugal here. Still got flowers, peppers are starting to come on, and looking really nice. So really liking these grow bags. Now this particular pepper right here, which I have 6 of them, which on all my signs here I actually have the name and then the total amount of peppers, at least what I put in. I've lost a couple peppers since I've started this, but for the most part garden's doing really well. Now this is a BHUT JOLOKIA arse clown. I have no idea what it's actually supposed to look like. I just bought it because of the name, and very much looking forward to seeing what this does. Now, as of right now, I haven't seen this flower as of yet, or any flowers going to be starting on here, but I mean, I'm still early in the season, and we'll see how this one's going to turn out here. Now here I am growing my SERANNO peppers. I have 3 different plants, and if you've watched my other videos, you know I really do like the SERANNO in a bunch of different sauces and recipes. Now here I am growing my ají cervi peppers, very similar to the hot Portugals, cayenne type peppers, but with the cervi and the Portugal, I do like those flavors better than just the straight cayenne peppers, so I always grow the cervi and the Portugals. Now this is my jalapeno milds, and I'm not a big fan of the jalapenos. It is just something I've just never really cared for. I guess probably because it is used so much that I just don't find it interesting anymore. But I figured I'm going to try a couple specific green sauces this year, and I think this is going to be what I'm going to use. Now this is my black night peppers. I have 3 of these also. Once again, I am not too familiar exactly the way these are supposed to go. I've seen pictures of these plants, very dark fruit and the dark leaves. They come on green and then they turn a nice black. Very nice peppers so far growing. It's kind of thin, it's not really bushed out, but we're going to see how this turns out this year and look forward to tasting these when they come on. Now these are my Santaka peppers. I am horrible at pronunciation. But I do like these peppers. Not too spicy. I really like throwing them whole on the grill, getting them nice and almost burnt, and then just throwing them on as a straight side dish. So very, very nice pepper. Now, these are my jalapeno tams. This is going to be interesting because this is supposed to be a sweet jalapeno with absolutely no heat. First time I am growing it this year, and I'm looking forward to seeing exactly how this is going to taste. Now, these 6 peppers have struggled since I put these in, but in the last 2 weeks, they've gotten a real good growth on them and over tripled in the size. So I think the roots and everything have finally taken. But this is my Brazilian starfish pepper. Really looking forward to this and seeing what I'm going to do with this pepper this year. Now, that's just a quick view of some of the beds I'm currently growing here, and let me go ahead and leave you with a view of the actual size of my garden and everything I have going on. That will actually, I guess, show you what peppers I'm going to be going over in my next couple videos. Now, just to give a general idea on what I'm growing, on the left I have my row of grapes. I have my apple tree down there by the shed, and raised beds, the ones on the left are 2 beds of strawberries, and then everything is peppers inside these beds, except for where you have like the covered area where you have the blue bars at. That's actually where I keep my blueberries because birds like eating those things, and every year I just have to make sure they're covered so we have plenty of blueberries. Now, this is my overflow bed that I have. This is just where I put peppers I did not want to throw out because I don't like getting rid of peppers. Now, this was a greenhouse that I had that the wind took down early this year, and I just did not know what to do with the space. So I just left the frame up, or the base up, and just put pots in the center. Now here I actually have my awning as my morning glories growing up the trellises. The black pots all around it have peppers inside there, plus my big pawpaw tree in the front with peppers over there underneath it. So lots of peppers here going on. Now here is the side of my shed. As you can tell, I got plenty of peppers growing here also. So lots of different varieties that I have, and then we'll end right there on my apple tree. Now with that, that'll give you an idea of what I'm actually going to be doing in a couple of the other videos I have, going over the rest of those peppers there. So, but with that, if you enjoyed what you've seen here today, please subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, that helps me out greatly. You can follow me on a couple of my social medias up here, or you can actually head to my website down below. There I'm going to sell some of the seeds out of the peppers I grow out in my garden this year, plus I have spices and seasonings that I've made from peppers from previous years in that site there, if that's what you're interested in. But other than that, thank you all very much for watching, and you have yourself a wonderful, wonderful day.